I'm going to pose some questions to you, and just stick with me because we're nearing the end. Thank you for staying here. But what if it's all of these things connected, affecting one another? What if your generational trauma that you inherited separating you from your divine self? You can call it self-love if you want. Making you feel less than the absolute miracle that you are. And then what if the powerful elite, with, I'll plainly say, in my opinion, evil intentions to manipulate you into believing someone, like Big Daddy loves you, when in fact, all they want to do is control you. And I'll explain what I mean. Well, I'll just continue with the question, sorry. And then what if Big Agro? So that's big agriculture. That's the food industry, which is poisoning you slowly, forcing synthetic and extra estrogen into your bodies, completely changing your natural chemistry. And then what if Big Pharma? It's the pharmaceutical industries. It's the medical and pharmaceutical industries. What if they give you drugs that only treat the symptom and not the root cause? Giving you innumerable side effects that continue to make you sick so that they can profit off of you. I'm not saying all of these industries are bad, but I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a pattern forming here. By the way, Big Pharma is the largest growing industry, fastest growing industry right now, nowadays. That should tell you something. They want to keep you, anyway. And then what if big banks, and I'm going to name them, I'm not the only one, but what if big banks like Blackrock, Vanguard, and State Street, what if they're bankrolling all of it, behind the scenes? And what if big technology? What if all the people who control your data are trying to keep you distracted and censor you from employing your God-given right to free speech? It's actually been proven recently, in the past couple of years, that the government was behind that censorship that we saw in social media, especially during, dare I say, COVID. Whatever you think about Elon Musk and the Twitter files, that man let you know what was happening. Okay? And then what if the military-industrial complex is secretly going behind the American taxpayers back and sending billions. Let me say this again. What if the military-industrial complex is secretly going behind the American taxpayers' backs and sending billions, not millions, billions with a B. It's 9 zeros, by the way. Overseas to influence already known corrupted governments to do their bidding, so warmongers can keep warring. Think about it. I know this is a lot to handle, but I hope you consider it all, because it's not my intention to hurt you. Because I also refuse to be a bystander. I refuse to be a bystander anymore. And I just can't. Can you? Finally, I have one last thing to say. And then I'll let you go to bed. I mean, I'll go to bed. Y'all probably won't even watch this until the morning. So finally, what if that candidate that went to school or practices the art of eloquently speaking without actually having anything of substance to say? Because, my opinion, she's a puppet to hide all of these connections that I just discussed. Don't even get me started on how she magically got the nomination. How did that happen, by the way? Did anybody even ask about that? Like, how did she get the nomination from the entire Democratic Party and other people that are supporting her? By the way, she has like over $650 million in just funds and donations, and who knows? Do super PACs still exist? Maybe. Maybe they're just repackaged as something else in society. I don't know. That's something I'd have to look into a little bit more. But you know what that looks like to me? That looks like a coup. Definition time. Get your fucking dictionaries out. A coup is defined very plainly as a takeover. And this is the funniest thing. It just blows my mind. There are lots of Democrats who are supporting her. And this is like, it looks like I'm attacking her, but the reason why is I do my research. I know I do. And so I could speak confidently in knowing that, 2 days before the first debate, I had gone, several days, excuse me, but I noticed it specifically on her website. All of the candidates that either were previously running and maybe dropped out, or maybe didn't get the nomination in the party that they were representing. I read many, not just two, but many candidates' websites, policies, their values, what they had to say, their biographies. I read what was important to them, how they felt like they could serve the American public. And the only website, not even kidding, that didn't have a single thing written on it up until 2 days before that debate was hers. All it had was a donation button. I want you to think about that. After all this shit that I just told you, think about that. They expect you to just give them money without them providing you with any reason why they would be good at serving you and why they might be the best option to help Americans, specifically the middle class. The people that are having a really fucking hard time. And I'm not saying that like people that are poor or lower class aren't having a hard time, because I'm super poor. But you know what I won't do? And this is just me personally. I don't participate in government programs. I don't think the government is responsible for me. That's just how I feel. You can completely disagree with me, and I'm not saying that government programs aren't important. Some people really need them to get back on their feet. Some people are not in a position that I am. I don't make a lot of money, but I do have family that is giving me a place to live after I lost my apartment. Okay, because I, just like everybody, I had some bad shit happen to me, and it was really hard to deal with. And then I tried to go back to school and I couldn't afford it. And because I was going back to school, I had to quit a bunch of my jobs. And then I didn't really have the income in order to keep my apartment. So, it's this really difficult roller coaster that you gotta ride. You gotta ride that shit out. And I really pray for everybody. I really pray that people who need help get it. I really pray that everybody watching this is provided for when they really need it. I really pray. Sorry, I get emotional when I pray. And sometimes I laugh a lot, and sometimes I get emotional. And it's not because I feel like that's a sign of weakness. It's not. It's just because I'm a deep feeler. I feel things very deeply. And I really love people, and I just want people to do their best. Honestly, I just want everybody to do their best. So, thank you for listening to my sidebar. So, this is the thing that really kind of drives me crazy about the current administration and just everybody that's backing her, is that all of these people, even days before, were making fun of her incompetence. And they were making fun of the amount of time she's been contradicting herself. Even just in the past few months, she's said one thing and then said the complete opposite, and then said another thing and then said the complete opposite. Like, you're making me dizzy. Stop it. I want to hear what you really are gonna fucking do to help people, because you're the only one not explaining yourself. Why? Just, I'll say it plainly, because I say this to myself at least 2 times a day. Get your shit together and do good. I forgot about that. Get your shit together and do good. Mantra. Anyway, she's contradicted herself on policy. I haven't heard her discuss any values. Really? She hasn't offered anything to the American people to help them face the problems, to address some of the problems that Americans are facing. You can't just not do that. Come on. You can't do that. Anyway, that's my opinion. You don't have to agree with me. You are welcome to your own opinion. That's why it's so fucking beautiful being here. It really is. So what if it's not about democracy at all? But what if it's just about controlling you? I want you to think about that.